Hi, I'm Alan Stentiford, and today I'm going to be talking about Disney villains, and I'll probably be wearing a different shirt in a few seconds, because, that's how these things are. This will be part 1 of 2.
Slave in the magic mirror, come from the farthest space. Through wind and darkness I summon thee. Speak! Let me see thy face.
Hi, I'm Alan Stentiford, and today I want to talk about one of my favorite things in the entire world, which is Disney villains, and more specifically, Disney villain voice actors. The first real Disney villain was the Big Bad Wolf in 1933's Three Little Pigs, and the actor who did the voice is Billy Bletcher, who was only 5'2", but he had this deep baritone voice.
Open the door and let me in!
Not for the hair on my chinny chin chin!
I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in!
And I believe he also did the voice of the Lone Ranger on the radio, and he can be seen as chief of police guard kind of character in the famous classic March of the Wooden Soldiers with Laurel and Hardy. Of course, we have to start off with my personal favorite villain, and the one that started it all, the evil queen from Snow White, or she's known as, to many Disney fans, Grimhilde, and the queen, or the old hag, is the same character. And it's actually voiced by the same actress, Lucille Laverne, who was a very well-known stage actress at the time, and she kind of specialized in old crones and hags, and she had just played in 1935 in A Tale of Two Cities, and she played this character called The Vengeance, and she cackled and was evil, so she was quite an obvious choice, I guess, for Walt Disney in the film. And as the queen, she's very regal, and her voice is deep. I think there was some controversy that her voice may have been a little too deep, but Walt Disney argued that she knew how to read the lines, and obviously they made the right choice.
Now, begin thy magic spell.
But the most interesting story about her is that in the recording session they felt her voice wasn't producing the harsh qualities that they wanted for the old hag. So she excused herself and came back, and the voice had that grittiness that they were looking for, and when they asked her what she did, she said she took her teeth out. So, Lucille Laverne did the voice of the Queen and the Witch in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And Joe Grant, who designed the character, did a lot of sketches of Lucille while she was recording, and they used a lot of that as reference for the animators.
One taste of the poisoned apple, and the victim's eyes will close forever in the sleeping den.
Another great performance is Charles Judel's in Pinocchio as both Stromboli.
Quiet! Shut him up! Before I knock you silly!
An Italian, and the coachman, an Englishman, great voice actor, and he does kind of like a Winnie as Stromboli that he was kind of well known for, and they kind of let him do that. Hans Conried did the voice of Captain Hook and Mr. Darling, which is a tradition that started in the stage play by J.M. Barrie of Peter Pan, that Mr. Darling always plays Captain Hook, I guess so they didn't have to pay another actor. But he also served as a live-action reference for the animators, and Hook, it looks just like him, and what a fantastic performance. I mean, everybody who's done Hook kind of bases it on his performance. I mean, that's what everybody thinks Hook should sound like and act like.
Lost that Peter Pan.
And it was a dream come true when I got to do a voice recording of Captain Hook in Peter Pan the Musical on CD, and I definitely stole a lot from him, as well as the many other performances of Captain Hook on stage and on film. It was just an honor to do a great villain that I've always wanted to play from my childhood, and watching and learning about these actors who establish such iconic performances with their voice acting in these films. I mean, you can't picture anybody else doing these voices. So it really informed me on what the right choices would be. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share.